Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. That's not for what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to make our supper, and sometimes we like to have breakfast for supper, and that might mean pancakes and eggs and sausage and that kind of stuff, which I don't make pancakes from pancake mix. I make them from scratch, but this is for my fried Oreos that I'm going to do, or that I've already done, depending on when you're watching the video. But tonight for our breakfast for supper, I'm gonna make Sheepherder's breakfast, and this is so simple. And I'm cutting my recipe in half because it's just my husband and I. So this would normally serve 4 to 8 people, depending on how much they want to eat if you did the whole recipe. So I'm cutting it down to serve 2 to 4 people. So I have some bacon that I've cut up, and I'm gonna fry that until it's crisp, and I'm gonna fry about 1/8 of an onion that I've chopped up. So the bacon and the onion will flavor each other or share some of that. I'm gonna turn that up on medium. And once I get that cooked, and when it's crisp, I'm gonna drain this, but I'm gonna reserve about 1/8 to 1/4 of a cup of those drippings, because I want those to fry my hash browns, my eggs, and my cheese in, which is a combination. And I'll show you how I do that when that time comes. But for right now, I'm just waiting for my bacon to cook till it's tender along with the onion, until it's crisp along with the onion, and I want it to be tender. Okay, my bacon has cooked up, and I've turn the heat down, but I've drained a little bit of that grease off, the drippings off, and so now I'm ready to add my hash browns. You can use your favorite type of or brand of shredded hash browns. We like the Ore-Ida ones. So I'm going to use, this is a 30-ounce package, and since I'm making for just the 2 of us, I'm just going to use half of that package. And I want to stir that in. And then I'm going to let this cook. Once I stir it in, I'm going to let it cook for about 10 minutes undisturbed and uncovered. And then I'll flip those over, and then I'll show you what comes next. Just want to get the bacon mixed in and the onion. And you don't want your heat too high. I went a little below medium just because I don't want my potatoes to get too dark. Okay, so my potatoes are golden on one side, and I had a little interruption. One of my sons called, and I stopped to talk to him, so this is a very forgiving recipe. So anyway, my potatoes are starting to become golden, so I'm going to go ahead and flip those. And there's really no rhyme or reason. You just want to make sure they're flipped over so they're cooked on both sides. Okay, so I've flipped the hash browns, and now I want to make, since I've cut this in half and used a smaller pan, I want to make 4 wells, fairly evenly spaced. And in each one of those wells, I'm going to break an egg. Add salt and pepper. And then I am going to put the lid on this, and it's still on a medium heat, and I want this to cook for about 10 minutes. The eggs will actually cook through, and the potatoes will brown on the other side. After the 10 minutes, I'm gonna drop this heat just a little bit. After the 10 minutes, I will come back in and I will sprinkle some cheddar cheese over the top of this. Let that set just until that cheese melts, and then we'll serve it with maybe some toast, and I've got some fresh strawberries, and that will be our supper. So the steam has cooked the eggs, so now I can add the cheese. And then I'm just gonna let this sit in the pan on that low heat until the cheese melts, and then this is ready to serve. And it takes about a half cup to a cup of the cheese. And this is just regular fine shredded cheddar. And there is Sheepherder's breakfast. Hello and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. This evening we're going to have one of my favorites when I go to Cheddar's restaurant, and it's kind of a knockoff of that. I like their New Orleans pasta, and so that's what we're making for supper tonight. I have my pasta, my penne pasta, cooking. In my pan I have 1 stick of butter that I'm melting down, that I'm going to make a roux with this, and then the sauce that will go on our pasta. Ahead of time, I went ahead and I sliced up some green peppers and some onion. I took about half a pound to 3/4 of a pound of chicken and cut that up into bite-sized pieces and put that in a cup of Italian dressing, and that has to marinate for about an hour, so that's what that's been doing. I have my shrimp, and I've sliced up my sausage. I have some shredded Parmesan, some mozzarella, some heavy cream, some flour, some salsa, and some Creole seasoning. So we're ready to go with this. Once this butter melts down, I will add the flour to it and cook that up to make the roux. And it's almost there. Get that pasta stir so it doesn't stick. My pasta's almost done. So we're just waiting for the butter. This pot kind of feels like it's overkill to start with, but by the time I add all those meats and the pasta and all of those things, I just don't want to dirty more pans than I need to. Okay, so I have my 1/4 cup of flour that I'm going to add to this, and stir that in and let it cook for about a minute. And towards the end of the recipe, if you want to add salt and pepper, you can. I just wouldn't add it too soon because the cheeses are salty. You're adding that Creole spice. The dressing has some salt in it. So there are just different things that have salt. So you can taste towards the end and decide if you need some salt and pepper in it. Okay. So to this roux that I've created, I'm going to add my heavy cream, and I have 1.5 cups of heavy cream. So I'll go ahead and add that. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of shredded Parmesan and about 1/2 cup of mozzarella. And I'm going to add 1.5 cups of prepared salsa. And I'm gonna let that cook just until it comes up to a simmer. Then I want to set this back off the heat and let that just continue to simmer really on a low until I'm ready for it. So I'm going to move this over to the side, and I'm going to pull my skillet down to go to the next step. Okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to start to cook your meats that you're going to need. You're going to add to that chicken. Actually, I'm going to put just a little bit of oil in my pan, about a tablespoon or so. And I want to drain this marinade off the chicken. So we're going to throw that away. And I want to cook my chicken in that oil until it's done, which will take it about 5 to 7 minutes. So I'm going to cook that chicken up. My chicken is done cooking, so I'm going to put that in a bowl, get it out of my pan. And then in that same skillet, I want to sear my sausage that I have sliced up. Once this is seared, I'm going to wipe my skillet out and go ahead then and add my shrimp that I have so I can cook that up. And then everything is cooked, it's just a matter of combining. Obviously the shrimp is last so it doesn't get tough. So my sausage is seared. I can't say it. Sausage is seared. I put about wipe the pan out, put about another tablespoon of oil in there. I put about a tablespoon and a half of Creole seasoning on top of my shrimp. And now I'm ready to put these in the pan. I just want to cook those until their color changes and they're done. And then I'm going to take these out and add a little more oil to my skillet. And I can saute my peppers and onions in this. And then go ahead and combine everything. And shrimp just really don't take very long to change and be done. One of those bigger shrimp needed it. There it is. Okay. My sausage. And just a little bit more oil. And then I went ahead and I sliced up a whole green pepper and about a quarter of an onion. And I'm going to saute those. You just want to do those until the peppers become tender and the onions are translucent. And then we'll add everything together. I'm going to go ahead and turn my sauce up. I'll go ahead and add my pasta to my sauce. And when you taste, if you want to add more Creole seasoning, salt and pepper, any of those, just to your preference. almost there. Okay, go ahead and add in the rest of my meats. And you could add red peppers as well as green peppers. It's kind of handy, and this one came out of our garden. I'm just going to turn that up. Switch this over. And there is our New Orleans pasta, ready to eat. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.